This is the timing lines that NASCAR gives the teams well in advance of the race, so we know when we're picking pit stalls and we're setting dashes and letting the drivers know how to come on and off pit road, what segments are and what you need to do.
Yeah, so I think it's important for everybody to understand, because Bristol's a unique one. Usually we have a pretty straight line pit road, and we got to go around. So this is the entry, and under yellow and green it's different. We only had yellow, so that doesn't really matter. But this is kind of the path we take. What's unique about certain pit roads, and this one in particular, is when you get these tight curves, and any pit road, but the straight sections don't matter, NASCAR's measuring right on the outside edge of the pit boxes. So they're measuring the bottom, and so they kind of carry that line through the corner like this. But the yellow line is where the cars are running, outside wider. So any curved segment, we can increase speed, and you still go based on a time between the two timing lines, which are these red markers on here. So where you run on pit road through a curve and how you carry your corner speed is what created both the problems for both of these guys. What we have here is SMT again, and the blue one is his penalty stop, and the orange one is one after. It's hard to know what he would have done without a penalty, because obviously as soon as you get a penalty in a zone, you're going to back it down.
Yep.
But in Ty's case, it was the first zone after he left. He was pitted at the end of the backstretch. He launches straight into the curve, and that first section is curved. So one of the things that's good about that pit selection is you come in with straight lights and you launch out of your box and go to your curve immediately. You don't have to kind of manage it up and down throughout pit road. He's doing that, but he gets a great launch. I mean, you can see the blue line here. This is his mile per hour by SMT, and this is his RPM. You get these spikes of wheel spin right in this range, but then he's got a lot of RPM right after, a lot of speed. He gets a great launch out of his box, goes straight into that curve section, and I think he goes right up to his curve lights or whatever it is. He gets too much, and he speeds in that zone right there by a little bit.
Yeah, I think probably when he's coming down pit road before the race to check his lights, he's making an arc like you see this red car doing. It's way out here making the arc. Ty's shortcutting it because of where his stall is. He's leaving straight. And like you said, that's a pie-shaped area. They measure around the inside. If his lights are set for the outside, he's basically shortcutting that section, which caused the speeding penalty. We can go back and look at some of the 19's issue. He was in a different section. When we talked about where Ty was in this section right in here. Martin was in this section right here because of him pitting on the front stretch pit road when he came around. And we went back and looked at some data. And when we looked at that data, we were able to see probably what happened with the 19.
Yeah, so honestly a very similar situation, but inverted. Right here again, we have blue line is his penalty, and orange line is a non-penalty pit stop, the one before for Truex's case. And you can see right here the mile per hour and RPM are carried too long.
Yeah, when Martin gets to this area right in here, the blue continues too long, just like you said, and you can see it clear as day in the data. Either the spotter gave him a wrong mark, Martin wasn't paying attention to his mark exactly like he was the time before, and there's a lot of things that are going on to this.
We highlight the RPM because, you know, I don't know if everybody knows this, but we don't have speedometers in these cars like a normal car. We only go off of an RPM and how that lights up our dash with, you know, bubbled indicators.
That's right.
So we don't have, hey, I'm running 39 mile an hour, everything's okay. And we are all pushing it, right? There's a second or two to be gained from running what the pit road speed is to the 5 mile an hour buffer they give us. So you're trying to get all you can, got a little bit too much.